Hello again, Techno back with yet another toy unboxing for this advent calendar. And we are now up to day 6, believe it or not. And as such, let's use today to open up some stuff that I have been waiting to open for a while for no particular reason other than I just never got around to it. Figure Arts, Kamen Rider Revy, and Vice. That's right, I've had these things sitting just in my pile of things I need to open for, well, ever since they came out initially, I guess. Because, yeah, these shipped before all of the shipping apocalypse happened. So, yeah, I've had these for, well over a year at this point. And, yeah, I guess I really should get around to opening them. So, for those who aren't aware, these are both characters from Kamen Rider Revice. The main pair of riders that was in the series. Like, you've got Vice was the demon for Revy. And yeah, no, Revice was really good. I really enjoyed the series. And then I took a break after that for a year when Saber came out because I did not get into Saber. Like, I gave Saber an episode, it did not really feel like it was grabbing me. So yeah, this is probably going to be a quick video because it's just a couple of Figure Arts figures. But let's take a look at what we got here with Revy. All right. I mean, the name obviously is half of Revice. They're both halves of the same whole in the whole premise for that. I know, hey, stuff is falling off the driver. You know it's a rider figure art when you've got accessories on the driver. But yeah, let's see. I just need to get all of the standard anti-rubbing paper off of this guy, or plastic, I suppose. And then once that's all gone, ooh, they really dug it in there. You know, figures got a lot of paint when they are just covering it with just protective stuff to keep anything from rubbing, like in the package. I wish they'd done that on Mindbender, actually, the Hasbro one. So anyway, yeah. We have Kamen Rider Revy here with a little piece here that goes into the Revice driver. And God, yeah, you can tell it's been a while because I'm struggling to remember names of gimmick-related things. Oh yeah, Vice Stamp, yeah. So yeah, so there, his Vice Stamp is loaded into the driver there. I forget if the drivers on these open up or not. I think they do. It's been a while since I've seen Revice. It's been like over a year now because we're already into episode 12, 13 of Geats. But, yeah, Revy, he is just a bog standard Figure Arts release, I suppose. Let's take a quick look at that head sculpt. He's got some nice compound eye detailing there. Just overall, fairly standard, really good level of detail there. Let's look at the Vice Stamp here. Yeah, oof. I love just how small level of detail SH Figure Arts gets with these things. It's really quite fantastic. Completely fantastic. Also included in the box here, he's got a whole series of hands for doing multiple different expressions, as one would expect. But not much else. He's a very simple release, and they've done that with the main riders for the last few shows where they tend to make the base release a little bit of a cheaper thing, but a little bit of a simpler thing in terms of what it comes with, but also just as difficult to actually get because of stupid limits on doing pre-orders and such. I mean, if you're in the US, you've got the advantage of Tamashii Nations. We do not have that in Canada land, unfortunately, because they do not ship to Canada, just through affiliates. But let's look at articulation anyway. So we have neck, the standard dual neck joints there. We have a whole, yeah, it's the same type of configuration that Double had there, where it's got an entire ball joint inside there. And again, similar to Double, you have a whole hinge element that the shoulder pad is on. So it can move up and down a little bit as per, well, it's not going to block the range of motion of the actual arm. I mean, that's the whole point. So we can get we should be able to get some decent range of motion of the arms there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Let's see. We got a bicep swivel up here. blocked by the shoulder pad right now because of the pose I put it in, but yeah, if I just bend that back, yeah, we can see the full bicep swivel. We have a double jointed elbow, it looks like. Well, not a full double jointed elbow, actually. It's very limited to articulation on the single joint for the elbow. But, I mean, it's still pretty good. Standard ball jointed wrist for figure arts. Yeah, we have the waist, ball jointed waist. Torso, waist articulation. Yep. Again, this is very similar to the figure arts double in terms of what it's got for range of motion. It's very clean. This looks very good. Very nice indeed. Oof, yeah, some good range of motion in the knees there. Looking at the knee assembly, yeah, no, it does work pretty well in terms of the armor. And of course, finally, we have like the feet where he's got the rockers, he's got the back and forth, and he's got the actual foot. And yeah, and he's even got the soles painted too, which is always nice. So yeah, it is pretty decent. I'm not going to bother swapping hands on because yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that we saw in that other video there when I did double. Like, honestly, you mess with one rider figure arts, you've generally messed with them all. At that point, it's just going for aesthetics. But I can pose him out, though. I can pose him out, have him stand on his own, like so. Yeah, he is pretty impressive. I can't believe it's been this long since I've got him. I've probably had this figure sitting around for a year and a half now, waiting for me to actually open it. But yeah, let's take a look at Vice. All right, so taking a look at Vice now. Yeah, in Genome Rex form, the base form for Kamen Rider Revice. Yeah, he is pretty impressive. Vice is like the demon there, the inner demon. Because in that series, you have the whole premise of everybody has their inner demon. And in this case, he makes a contract with his inner demon and then is able to transform. So, let's see what we got here when we get the box open for Vice. And let's fix up Revy over here because I did not mean to knock him over. But yeah, let's take a look at the accessories here. This is where all the weapons are very clearly. Yeah, because Vice has a bit more going on with his body there. He's got his Vice stamp up there, and he's got a couple of axes as well for melee stuff, as well as a bunch of hands. And Vice, being a demon, has a bunch of aesthetics that, you know, mark him as not being quite human, you know, like the tail there. He's got the little, ooh, and it's on its own joint too. Nice, nice. Yeah, like he is a demon who has transformed into armor. And he has a very good design. Now, one of the things I love about Revice's design for a rider series is how the base form just, like, embraces the pink. We've had a few riders that have had primarily pink or magenta, depending on who you talk to, forms. I mean, Decade would be the most famous one there. And I guess that there was also Zeo as well, had a lot of that. But I do love how there is basically no stigma with regards to that particular color choice on main rider figure arts. It's kind of neat. It's striking. It sticks out. Oh, and I guess the other good example there would have been, what's its name? Yeah, no, sorry, it wasn't Zeo that had that aesthetic there. I'm thinking of, it was, what's his name? Right, it was X-Aid I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm thinking of X-Aid, like Kamen Rider X-Aid, which was another series that I really loved. So yeah, so he does not have a driver because of the fact that it's, Revy that transforms into the Revice form, and he transforms alongside. But yeah, he still has that same double jointed neck there. Let's take a look at the head sculpt here, and you can just see all of the lovely detail on this thing. The standard rider compound eyes, but he's got more of a dinosaur mask as per the Gifford Rex form. And yeah, it looks really good. It looks really good. What else we have here? He's got, again, the same sort of system there in terms of for how his shoulders work, which is fairly standard at this point. His shoulders are a little bit of a different design, obviously. They still have the same, looks like they still have the same general articulation, but they're just a bit different shape because of the armor. And he's actually got like a, yeah, he still has a very good range of motion. You just need to tilt the shoulders up above the actual shoulder joint there. Yeah, this is a little bit different because these pull out. So yeah, you can base. It's your standard rider figure arts where you get to fiddle around with this stuff until you get it into just the right pose. We still have the bicep swivel. We still have the elbow articulation. Looks like it's about the same as it is on Revy. There's actually a lot of softer plastic on this guy too, which Revy does not have as a result of how he is designed. So, yeah, what else we got here? Yeah, the standard stuff. He's got these more claw-like hands there, denoting the fact that he's more of a demon. Yeah, again, we have just we got a waist articulation, we got a ball-jointed waist, we got a ball-jointed torso. Belt's its own piece as well. Again, there's not a huge amount here. And we have very good range of motion on the legs. Very good range. Again, like, you can get a lot out of this guy. Oh, and hey, you can see here the actual manufacturing info there, hidden way down there. That's actually a really good way to put it. Very unobtrusive. And then, yeah, and we have just the standard foot articulation. Like, again, these are fairly bog standard figure arts. There's not really a lot to write home about in terms of anything fancy with them. But they don't need to be fancy. I mean, they're good figure arts toys. Yeah. Oh, and I almost forgot, too. He's got the other stuff back here. He's got a scarf because they gave the scarf aspect that you have with riders traditionally to Vice on this form here. And, of course, he's got his little floppy demon tail, which is almost like it's just a piece hanging off of a suit. And, yeah, and he should be doing something really cool for his posing. Like, I don't know, like just denoting the character. Like, just musing and then... or just waving or something like that. I mean, I'll probably change this up once I start getting the weapons. But, yeah, let's take a look at his accessories now, too. Let's take a look at what his accessories are. Now, he actually comes with some accessories for Revy as well, too. He's got dual weapons, so that way that both him and Revy can have the axe. And he's also got a little Vice stamp here as well. Now, as I mentioned, he can't actually use them himself, but that means that you could just use this in a couple of places here. This is... I'm just checking to see. No, this is not the Gifford Rex stamp. I forget which stamp this is. Oh, this is the shark one. Yes, this is the shark Vice stamp there, and I think that's probably what the weapons were from for a form. Again, it's been a while since the show aired, so my memory is a little rusty, but yeah, you can stamp the weapon. Boom, boom. Detailing on the weapon is good, and to grab Revy here, just so we can actually take a look, you can pop the stamp off, and you can pop this one on instead. Now, I don't think that he comes with a different cover for the actual chest. I don't see an actual cover for the chest there that is to replace this. Like, just to denote what the new current active form is. Unfortunate, but I mean, you know what? This is still really good all the same. It's a Revice... Well, it's a Revice toy. It is the forms of a couple of riders that I'm a big fan of. But anyway, there we have it. Kamen Rider Revice, Revy and Vice in their SH Figure Arts bodies. Again, these are really nice. I took way too long to actually open these up. And they're fairly standard Figure Arts releases of characters that I enjoyed. So, with that said, this is General Techno signing off until the next day.